This conference will now be recorded.
So good afternoon, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Joshi. Hello, Josh sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Venkatramana. I am here to introduce you, sir. Is it audible, sir?
Please introduce me.
Yeah.
Please, audible.
Shall I? Yeah.
Please.
Sir, once I introduce you, I'll tell you, go to you, sir. Then you can start. Huh? Okay, sir.
Right.
Over to you. Yeah. And one more, sir. Kindly answer the queries from the chat box, sir. Huh? It's a request.
No problem. No problem.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah. Good afternoon and welcome all the participants for today's session in this research trends in thermal engineering, a 5-day FTP online webinar FTP. It's my privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Om Prakash Dharmarao Hebbal sir from PDA Gulbarga. Sir, myself, I am Dr. Venkatramana, professor from Department of Mechanical Engineering. Sir, this Dr. O.D. Hebbal, who is a vice principal, presently a vice principal and professor Mechanical Engineering, PDA, College of Engineering, Gulbarga, presently called Kalburgi. He is basically a mechanical engineer and specialized in thermal fluid from IIT Bombay, and he has taken the PhD degree from JNTU Hyderabad. And he has started his career as a lecturer in thermal power engineering, and he has placed in various positions, right from lecturer to professor during his tenure, and now presently he is a vice principal of this college. Then he has started his career way back from Latur. Hope everybody remembers Latur as a lecturer in MS Bidway College of Engineering, and he has also served as an assistant engineer for Tata Consultants Engineers, and he has taught different subjects like heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and thermal fluids, even computational heat transfer. Very typical subjects used to teach both the UG and PG students. He has also worked in various positions like coordinator for PG studies and quality ISO 9001 2000, then TQIP, and into his account he has backed almost 58 international journals, and he is a reviewer for a famous international journal elsewhere, and he is a life member for IST and Institute of Engineers, and even Association of India Chennai, which is also life member for this Energy and Fuel Users Association Chennai, and he is honored with the BOS and BOE in various universities like Gulbarga and VTU. He has delivered various lectures as a resource person. Also, he is interested in playing harmonium, oil on canvas paintings, etc., along with social work. Sir, I welcome you for today's program, and it's a really pleasure and honor to introduce you, sir. You're such a great personality, and I also want to tell you, as sir, I am also your student. You are my guru. I completed my
PDA.
Yeah, sir. I have completed my MTech 95-97, not from thermal, sir, but production. But you are also my guru. It's a really privilege to call upon you. Thank you, sir. And I request all the participants to kindly mute your audio and video. I will request the professor to start his delivery.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your kind introduction.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm very happy to. I'm very happy to hear that you are the alumni for college, PDA Engineering College.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Once again, thank you.
Yeah. Please have a nice session, sir. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Over and out.
Ready. Hello, everyone. Today we are having a webinar on the topic performance, emission and combustion characteristics of vegetable oils and their biodiesel on diesel engine. Organization of the presentation goes like this: the introduction, we'll have some discussion on vegetable oils, then converting into the biodiesel and studying their performance, emission and combustion characteristics, and conclusion. Introduction. What is the need of energy? Energy is a critical factor for economic growth, social development, and human welfare. And to meet this need of the energy, there are two types of the sources are there. One is a conventional source, that is a fossil fuels, namely the coal, diesel, petrol, natural gas, etc. And the problems associated with these conventional sources, are increase in energy demand due to industrialization and modernization, finite in extent, likely to deplete in next 30 to 40 years, dominant source of carbon dioxide emission and causing global warming, concentrated in certain regions of the world, causing uncertainty in their supply, especially in the Middle East. Importing crude oil puts the extra burden on their domestic economy. And apart from this, the India oil share is 36% of the total energy, which amounts to nearly 26.32% of our budget we spend on importing of this. Solution for this one is develop suitable alternate liquid fuels of bio origin. And to develop this liquid fuels, already this considerable amount of work has been done on this field. And among that, first one is alcohol, the methanol and ethanol, and can be used as an alternate fuels. This can be mixed with either diesel or like petrol, and we can use it. And but the problem with this alcohol is it emits toxic aldehydes and ketones. And another is a biomass and biogas, and it depends on the green energy. The another green energy is the vegetable oils. And vegetable oils, in the sense, the oil which are derived from the oil vegetable seeds, the extracted, and those oils can be used as a alternate fuels. Among this, the first man to experiment on this one is Barsik and Humke, used untreated vegetable oils, peanut oil, so many other oils are there. Actually, they have used it and they have tested on the engine successfully. And if you go way back to the inventor of the diesel engine, Rudolf Diesel, he used the peanut oil in the Paris exposition in 1900, more expensive than petroleum fuel. That time actually it was more expensive than the petroleum fuel. And but first exhibit he has done with using a peanut oil. And these vegetable oils have very potential properties, such as the oils like sunflower, safflower, soybean, cottonseed, winter rape, peanut, jatropha, pongamia, etc., used as fuels successfully. Historical background. Just I already said that Rudolf Diesel in 1912 at Engineering Society, St. Louis, Missouri, he used this one and actually presented it. And in 1956, USDA Research Service examined 800 such species for the oil seeds, several hundreds undeveloped species contains more than 40% of the oil. In 1981, vegetable oil field test on 5 different vehicles in the Brazil, and the common things we are seen in with the use of these vegetable oils are carbon deposit buildup, nozzle clogging, poor durability, sticking of the piston rings, lower thermal efficiency. These are the problems that occurred while using vegetable oils. And to avoid this, then this oil shall be converted into a biodiesel. It means whatever fats are there in the vegetable oils, that shall be removed. And those vegetable oils, then after removing the fats, is called a biodiesel or esterified oil. And biodiesel is made from the neat vegetable oil by transesterification. This is a process. Using this transesterification process, we can convert this vegetable oil into their respective biodiesels. And the other methods to use this one is a dilution, microemulsification, and the pyrolysis. These are the different method by which actually they can be converted into the biodiesel. In the US, soybean, European countries, rapeseed oil, Malaysia and Indonesia, palm oil, Philippines, coconut, India, jatropha, and actually the pongami are popular vegetable oils. India is a major oil seeds producer in the world. In the 10th plan, Government of India outlines 5 million hectares for the jatropha. They have identified 200 districts in 9 states and rupees 1,496 crores to create 120.6. This is a million persons days of work. In 2011-12, the 5 to 20% of the biodiesel is used, and now then percentage of the biodiesel used is increased. And in India, many IITs, ISC, petroleum research institutes, Department of Science and Agriculture, universities, engineering colleges, etc., doing the work in these biofuels. Vegetable oils. Vegetable oils and fats are the water insoluble hydrophobic substances composed of fatty esters and glycerol. Carbon chain length and number of unsaturated bonds varies. Triglyceride molecular weight 800 to 900, 4 times larger than the typical diesel. Oxygen molecules present in the vegetable oil. Vegetable oil have high viscosity and density and low volatility and calorific value. This is one of the reasons these vegetable oils are directly cannot be used because of very high viscosity. And the C10 number of vegetable oil is from 35 to 45. High carbon residue, high flash point. This having a higher flash point is an advantage. And 220 to the 285 degree the Celsius. The transportation, fire hazards. How actually this is less. The impact on this. The calorific value of this vegetable oil are 88 to 94% of the diesel, and low sulfur content. This is one of the advantages of having these oils. But problem with these oils are that diesel chain length 11 to 12, vegetable oil 18, polystructured, high viscosity. The problem associated with these using direct neat oil, vegetable oil is a nozzle choking, engine deposits, ring sticking, scuffing of engine cylinder liner, injection nozzle failure, lube oil dilution, etc. Brake thermal efficiency is lower, brake specific fuel consumption is higher, exhaust emissions, smoke, carbon monoxide, unburnt hydrocarbon are higher. Reasons: large deposit sizes, low volatility, short penetration, chemical properties. Then we need actually modification to these oil. Modification is done by transesterification, cracking of pyrolysis, hydrogenation to the reduce of polymerization. Among this one, the transesterification is the most the popular and method where actually this is the vegetable oil is directly converted into their biodiesel. And while doing experimentation, or if you are doing a PhD research work in the field of biodiesels, then what are the standards we use for that? Then IS 1448 standards are used for the measurement of their properties. Example, density hydrometer is used, bomb calorimeter for determination of calorific value, viscosity, reduced viscometer we use, flash point and fire point Abel's apparatus we use, and all they conform to the IS 1448. Comparison of the combustion characteristics of vegetable oils. Then different vegetable oils actually we have listed Jatropha, Pongamia, Deccan hemp, tobacco seed, bitter almond, and actually the diesel. We have compared all these different type of vegetable oil with the diesel. Then if you look at this density of all the vegetable oils are little higher than the diesel. Viscosity at 30 degrees Celsius is for the diesel it is a 5. The viscosity needed for the combustion in the diesel engine is nearly 2 to actually this is the 8 or 9 CST centistokes is sufficient because have actually the better spray and have a better penetration, evaporation for all these. We need a viscosity of around this is a 5, but viscosity of if you look at this one, it is 7 times, 8 times actually greater than the diesel for all vegetable oils. Flash points then 227, it is a 57. The fire point 65, then all are actually the nearly 250, average is 200 degrees Celsius. Calorific value is 42,000 kilojoules per kg, and these are having a lower calorific value. Calorific value lower by say 85 to actually 88 percentage. C10 number is 50, and all these are 45, 48, 45, 40. These are the ranges actually we have specified. Then in the test engine, because we have to test to determine the performance of all these oils on an engine. For the sample, actually, I have taken up the Deccan hemp oil. The Deccan hemp oil is a well grown in the region of Hyderabad, Karnataka, North Karnataka. Deccan hemp is actually more popular, and this is a shrub. Actually, this is they use for the vegetable also. And in Canada they call it a pundi. Then Deccan hemp oil, and this oil actually we have used it for investigation. For the engine used, it is a Kirloskar oil engine of TVSR2, natural aspirated single cylinder direct injection diesel engine we have used, and rated power of 3.68 kilowatt. The speed is 1500 RPM. All other actually these things are actually just mentioned here. Experimental setup. This is an experimental setup we have got, and this is an 5-gas analyzer, ABL 5-gas analyzer. This is available in our laboratory of internal combustion engineering, Media College, and this actually we took it under the DEQIP, the second phase. And this measures the 5 gases, all 5 gases we measure. Then carbon dioxide is also included in this one. We'll see next. The cost of this equipment is 15 lakhs. ABL 5-gas analyzer. Then we'll discuss actually on the Deccan hemp oil. First one is the diesel. Deccan hemp 25%, 75% diesel. Deccan hemp 50% diesel, 75% Deccan hemp, 25 diesel, 100% diesel. Deccan hemp 100%, sorry. Then these are the brake thermal efficiency versus the brake power. Brake thermal efficiency, if you look at, then actually we will see that. And here at the bottom one is a Deccan hemp. Neat vegetable oil if you use, and its brake thermal efficiency is lower, and maximum brake thermal efficiency of 50% blend is 26.714 against 26.673% of the diesel. This reaches little closer to the diesel in this case. And if you look at this one from this point onwards, this point, these points, if you keep on actually the moving upward, that we see that as the percentage of actually the Deccan hemp or the vegetable oil keeps on actually the increasing in the diesel, then the efficiency actually this decreases. and efficiency increases by increasing the percentage of diesel. And here, this is another, this is a brake specific fuel consumption. Just this is the inverse of this. And just if you put actually the inverse of this one, and this brake specific fuel consumption is the quantity of actually the fuel required to generate actually the 1 unit of power. And generally actually this when the diesel is the lowest point here, we can see the diesel has got actually the better performance, of course, because we are comparing everything with the diesel. Another is the brake specific energy consumption. Brakes, here actually we have gone to the brake specific fuel consumption. This is the quantity in kg per kilowatt hour, and kg per kilowatt hour keeps on actually this is changing because of the density difference of the vegetable oils compared to the diesel.
அப்புறம் அம்மா வீட்டுக்கு வரீங்களா?
Rashikar.
Share it.
Sir, kindly continue, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
I'm doing it.
Professor. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Okay, okay, sir.
Is it okay, Professor?
Sir, yes, sir. Is okay, sir. You can continue, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Dimshin. Dimshin. One glass of water. One glass. Esterification. Sorry for the interruption. The esterification, 3 moles of the methyl ester we get, and 1 mole of glycerol. And this is an experimental setup created in our laboratory. And here, actually, this setup has been created in our lab. And oil is been taken 20%, 12% of methanol, 0.5% of NaOH. Mix is actually stirred and heated at 65 for the 90 minute. This for 1.5 hour actually be heated, and later then it is taken to a this is a flask like this. In the flask actually overnight we keep 7 to 8 hours. We have to keep it. Then at the bottom glycerol will be collected. This glycerol actually we have to remove it. Then methyl ester of actually the Deccan hemp oil is actually you can collect at the top, and you take it and wash and heat it for any the moisture content. Then that oil, there's a biodiesel, is available for our experimentation. And again, the characterization, we have to do it. The characterization in the specific gravity, calorific value, viscosity, flash point, and all other these properties are the thermophysical properties we have to. Any problem? Properties
No, sir,
of
no, you
Deccan
can
hemp.
continue.
The
No, sir, you can continue.
tuberosity and the bitter almond oil, methyl esters in comparison with the diesel respective neat oils and their esters. Oil is also taken. You see the Deccan hemp oil, this methyl ester of Deccan hemp oil. From here, if you see it, the specific gravity has reduced from 0.905 to 0.868, and the calorific value is also improved here. 38,720 kilojoules to actually 39.014. And the one of the best thing is this property. This is a very important property in this vegetable oil. 35.44 centistokes viscosity has reduced to the 4.82. This conforms to the whatever the viscosity needed for the firing diesel engine. Right, this is the flash point 255. Actually, this is 140. These are the improvement we see in the biodiesel. Now the biodiesel is very close with the diesel, and all these properties are very potential properties. All these potential properties are very close to the diesel, and this can be used in diesel engine. Now we'll see results pertaining to methyl ester Deccan hemp oil. This Deccan hemp oil we have taken up, and actually we have tested it on this engine. And earlier already this neat the oil we have taken up. Neat oil is a Deccan hemp 100%. This is the diesel. This is the biodiesel of Deccan hemp. And if you look at this one, we can see this. The improvement is, we can see it. This is the Deccan hemp oil, neat vegetable oil, and there is an improvement in the performance because it is very close to the diesel, and it is coming in some time. It is better than the diesel, or on par with actually the diesel. It works, and we can see that as the load increases, then Deccan hemp oil biodiesel is performing better. And the reason is that here the Deccan hemp oil, it is very active. The properties are very close to the diesel. First thing. The second thing is the diesel. This biodiesels have got the oxygen inbuilt. There is some percentage of oxygen in the fuel itself. That is why at a higher load, this performs better by giving the better combustion. And this is then reciprocal, as we know, the brake thermal efficiency, brake specific fuel consumption. Actually, this is a better. And either we have to present this or actually present this. Both we need not have to do it, but still, actually, this is presented for the beginners, for the researchers, and those who are actually the stakeholders of this seminar and webinar. Actually, they should understand it. That is why actually this is given here. And methyl ester of Deccan hemp oil is a little higher than that of actually the diesel for the entire range brake specific consumption. At rated load, it is 4.5% higher than that of the diesel. It's 4.5, 2%, 3%. It's not an exact value because we run the engine 2 times, 3 times. Values actually we have to present, but it depends on many other factors. But if it comes to best oil, results pertaining to again the biodiesel of the Deccan hemp, brake specific energy consumption, we have seen it. The specific energy consumption gives actually very close match with the diesel. And the emission of the smoke, if you take up the smoke emission of the biodiesel is lower compared to the diesel. This is the diesel, and this is the Deccan hemp, and this one is the vegetable oil, neat vegetable oil. Now here, if you compare this one and this one, you can see this a lot of smoke emission has been reduced. This the only reason is that actually the combustion then properties of the fuel have been improved in the biodiesel. Then we can see this up to 60% of the load also here. Then both are actually going. This is the diesel as well as this one. After that, actually this is still a lower smoke emission. This is the one of the important factor that all biodiesels have got the inbuilt in the fuel oxygen. The oxygen content in the fuel has got a better combustion. But this has got some other, actually this is the effect. The other effect is that if the oxygen content is very high in the actual the built fuel itself, then it emits a lot of NOx, nitrogen oxides it emits. later I will explain that. This is a carbon monoxide. We can see that there is a little reduction in the carbon dioxide comparing to then neat. This is the vegetable oil, and this is the biodiesel, and this one is the diesel. And if you come to the unburnt hydrocarbon, the biodiesel performs much better because of the oxygen content in the fuel itself. And two things happens in the oxygen content, in the inbuilt oxygen content in the biodiesel. One is the combustion begins at the early, and it supports actually this is a combustion for efficient combustion. Next is the exhaust gas temperature. This is the average exhaust gas temperature of actually all these oils, the diesel, decanoate, methyl esters, are almost all the same. The conclusions on this one, the use of Deccan hemp, the biodiesel, is that methyl ester of the Deccan hemp oils were obtained successfully by transesterification. Esterification reduced the viscosity and flash point of the oil under test. Density, viscosity, flash point of methyl ester of Deccan hemp oil is higher and the calorific value is lower than that of the diesel. The properties of the methyl ester oil, all oils under the test, are well comparable with that of the soybean, rapeseed, pangamia, mahua, and actually rubber seed. Methyl esters already actually we have shown it, and big thermal efficiency is little improved, and it is in the range of 3 to actually the 4.5%, then in the range of the diesel. And the exhaust emissions are slightly lower than that of the diesel. Smoke, CO, and unburnt hydrocarbons are reduced by 66, 71, and 44% respectively, lower than that of the diesel at the rated load. And these values are not taken on average, actually at a rated load, it is at the maximum load. This value can be taken. The another one is the combustion characteristics. A combustion characteristics we didn't conduct on the Deccan hemp oil earlier, and for that we have taken then experimental readings of some other work. And here what we have done is the cotton seed oil biodiesel, that is a biodiesel made of cotton seed oil with the diethyl ether as an additive. Is an additive we have added this diethyl ether, and we have tested the engine and the density. The characteristics are there. The density, the diesel 820, cotton seed oil methyl ester, this is a 904.8, diethyl ether is 713, calorific value for 42,500, 39,000, this is 605. This is some other experiment, because actually the value of the diesel actually the change here, and diethyl ether 36,840, kinematic viscosity 3.5, 7.5, the 0.23. And all these combustion characteristics, performance characteristics and emission characteristics, we have seen it, and now we see the combustion characteristic. For the combustion characteristics is depends on this variation of pressure inside of the cylinder. This is the one of the most important parameter to be considered. That is what variation of the pressure in the cylinder, we have to record it. We have to record it for actually 100 cycles, 50 cycles, average of actually those value for every one then degree rotation of the crankshaft. We have to add up and average of 100 cycles, then actually we have to take up those values. And the variation of the pressure, if you take up, then from the variation of the pressure, from using the energy equation, apply the first law of thermodynamics to the combustion chamber, and we'll get this equation. This is the equation we get. dqn by d theta is equal to gamma by gamma minus 1, p dv by d theta plus 1 by gamma minus 1, v dp by d theta. This is the v is the cylinder volume, p is the pressure. The variation of actually this cylinder volume with the crank angle, and this is the variation of the pressure with respect to the crank angle. Pressure if you measure, and pressure we are measuring with the the movement of the piston, then the volume we can measure, pressure we can measure. Once we measure the pressure and the volume, their derivative can be easily determined and substituted in this equation. Then, hello, then quantity of actually the heat liberated per unit, this is the crank angle, can be determined. Then quantity of heat that's developed in the combustion chamber is directly proportional to the amount of, this is the power developed, and it gives the history of the how actually the combustion takes place inside the combustion chamber, how the variation of the temperature in the combustion, first phase of the combustion, second phase of the combustion, then after burning, then how actually heat is liberated. It gives the clear indication of this engine, the in-cylinder diagnosis. This is the combustion characteristics, the two combustion characteristics we have plotted here. Cylinder pressure versus the crank angle, and this is for the diesel 100%, the biodiesel 100, and biodiesel with the 95%, and diethyl ether the 5% has been actually, this is the produced at in this given in this one. And we have to take a very close match for every 10 or actually this is a 20 degree, we have to explore the view and we have to see it. And from that one clearly we understand that then how actually the variation of the pressure takes place inside the cylinder. This is crank angle. Basically this is a very important parameter in a, this is the combustion chamber, and it gives a where actually it gives the maximum pressure. Or actually I will explain how to read this. Where actually this is the motoring curve. This is the motoring curve comes here like this, and this is the motoring curve comes. And here wherever that there is a sharp change in actually the pressure appears, there the combustion begins. You can see this. This is 360, and before that this the fuel is somewhere it's injected at this point, the combustion begins, then the pressure built up starts here, then deviates from this one, and the peak pressure appears after the top dead center, because the combustion is taking place at a constant, this is the volume, the constant pressure in this diesel engine, and that is why this is the maximum amount of the pressure occurs at this point, and this corresponds to the maximum amount of the heat liberated at this point, and such that the maximum pressure is the developed. And using the equation just actually shown, and this pressure is P theta pressure, and actually the volume is converted into a heat release rate. This is the so many amount of the heat joules of heat generated per degree, and it gives somewhere actually it is going negative because of the evaporation, other thing during actually the compression process it happens, that is what is coming negative. Once if the combustion begins, then net heat release rate actually it keeps on increasing, and this kind of then this kind of nature of the graph will be getting in net heat release rates. And we can see this from in this one using the diethyl ether, there is an improvement in the combustion, and the heat release actually takes this is the very close to the top dead center, and having a better performance and all. And there's a smoke emissions by adding the diethyl ether water, actually this is the biodiesel is shown here, and this is for the diesel, and using the diethyl ether is in between this one. And hydrocarbons, hydrocarbon emission in the biodiesels are much higher. By adding the diethyl ether, and actually it is hydrocarbon emissions reduces. Carbon monoxide is another parameter to be taken up. The carbon monoxide is increasing continuously for the biodiesel as the load increases, and by adding the diethyl ether and actually the diesel, these are the values much lower carbon monoxide. And I was talking of actually this interested to explain you this NOx emission. We can, if you look at this one, biodiesel, the NOx emission is it increases like then actually it reduces. The much higher actually the NOx emission that takes place in the biodiesel. The basic reason is that one, and formation of the oxides, it depends on the percentage of oxygen available, temperature in the combustion chamber, and the retention time available for the combustion process. All these are very, very important factors. As the air is used in the combustion chamber, air split into oxygen and nitrogen, and reassociates and actually mix up with the oxygen available in the fuel, because the fuel is carrying an oxygen, inbuilt oxygen, that readily mixes with this nitrogen, forms actually the NOx. This is the very actually the disadvantage of this biodiesel. They decided to add the 20% of the biodiesel into the, this is the diesel, and they run the engine without any modifications. And the problem associated with we have to bear with them little emissions of nitrogen oxides. And in this webinar class, we have reviewed this is the performance characteristics, what are the things to be actually the measured, emission, what are the emission characteristics, then actually what is the combustion characteristics and their significance of the diesel engine with the vegetable oil and their biodiesels have been reviewed. And in total, this is, I want to tell one thing, that using the neat vegetable oil in a diesel engine has got lower thermal performance and higher emissions. And to improve the performance and reduce the emissions, we have gone for the converting into their methyl esters or the biodiesel. Then biodiesels are well comparable results with that of the diesel with unmodified in an unmodified engine. Especially the performance and emissions are little comparable. Because of that one, then it is proposed by the government organizations to add 20% of biodiesel in a 20% biodiesel can be added in a diesel engine and run a diesel engine. But then as the time goes, actually we have to get into an era where the directly, because the diesel is not available in future, and we have to depend on such alternate fuels, and all these fuels are called the green fuels, and carbon dioxide is not taken into account in actually this is the analysis of the emissions characteristics of these diesel engines, because carbon dioxide in the chain, in the nature, again it goes to the trees absorbs, vegetable absorbs and converts into with the help of the sunrays, converts into photosynthesis and convert into then this oil seeds again actually we crush the carbon dioxide emit, and actually in the nature, actually in the cycle, carbon dioxide is used. That is why carbon dioxide emission is not taken into account here in this vegetable oils. Among with the other alternatives, there's a green energy is available. Green energy in the sense the energy which are renewable in nature, and all those renewable energies then again actually So we can develop it and we can renew it, and it's called a sustainable energy also. And among all actually sustainable, this is the biofuels. Vegetable is oil is also having a potential oil, and this can be have a better future in this one. And only the problem in this one is that then we have to convert into the biodiesel. The thing is that without converting it to the biodiesel, is it possible to actually run an engine or do the modification to the engine? Yes, it is possible. That can be done by using converting the existing diesel into a low LHR engine, low heat LHR engines. LHR engines we have to convert. Then what we do actually, we put actually the engine, the piston face and valve head, valve faces, and low heat rejection engines we convert, because then whatever the quantity of heat liberated to the cooling water, we withhold inside of the combustion chamber, and that additional amount of the heat is available to for the combustion, and it gives actually the better performance. That is the expectation, and that is why actually the directly vegetable oils can be used in LHR engines, and a lot of work is going on the field of LHR engines. So that because we have actually, this is a better performance engine we have to develop. Better performance in the sense thermal efficiency is not only important, lowest emissions we have to actually the target for an engine. And with this I will conclude my the lecture on. If any questions, please welcome. Any queries, please welcome.
Sir, there is a question in the chat box, sir.
Tell me, sir.
There is a question in chat box, sir. You can refer at the chat box.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. There is
hello,
one
sir.
question in the sir. There is one question in the chat box, sir. Kindly go through that and you can answer, sir.
Okay, sir.
Chat box. One question from Hemant Kumar.
I'm unable to see it.
Sir, shall I read it, sir?
Please read.
Yeah, the major question that I come across every time when we offer a project on biofuel is in the changing scenario of changing trends in IC engine technologies and developments in automobile industry. How is the research in the biofuel field takes stand? Question from Hemant Kumar, sir.
Hello, Hemant.
Yes.
Yes, come to your this one of the nice question you have. We are talking of the biodiesel to use this biodiesel after 50 years. As actually the time goes and this oil depletes, this diesel, petrol, natural gas, all gets depletes. This is one of the option available. At present, this may not be very feasible, but as the time goes, definitely this will be one of the important alternative form becomes. The reason is that then we have to keep on this is developing the vegetable oils and seeds which we have to especially the non-edible vegetable oils, seeds we have to grow and we have to convert into the biodiesel. In the nation also, at the number of places, the biodiesels are produced in a large scale, and that biodiesel is even used by the KSRTC, the state rural transport sectors and all that project with the 25%, 20% addition they are doing it. Definitely, this has got a better this is a need in the future. Until and unless actually we use a solar based, wind based, this is the energy use, then diesel engine is we have to run with the biodiesel itself. The reason is that biodiesel has got a better this is the efficiency. It is the efficiency of the diesel engine is very flat compared to the petrol engine. Flat in the sense, and the part load from 35 to this is 75% of the load. The diesel engine, this is the performance curve is a flat. It means the part load efficiency of the diesel engine is much better, and that is why this diesel engines are used for this trucks, buses, because many times actually they run the part load, and passenger cars and other things are having the better performance at the full load. That is why 2-seater, 3-seaters, this 4-seater cars, the bike are actually the petrol engines. And definitely as the time goes, then this biodiesel has got the future.
Okay. Sir, one more question is there, sir.
Please tell me, sir.
How to overcome scavenging with the different edible oils? Is there any such research gone regarding the same? From Viresh Kumar, sir.
Can you repeat the question again?
Sir, how to overcome scavenging with the different edible oils? Is there any such research going on regarding?
Regarding the edible oils, the people that doesn't use edible oils, non-edible vegetable oils only they use, and then there are the two things already I said. The modification we have to go for the engine, or actually modification in the fuel itself, and this is pertaining to the modification in this is the oil itself, and existing diesel engine directly we are using it. There is no need to actually go for the special scavenging in a existing diesel engine.
Right. Okay. Sir, one more question from Jagadish, sir, SP. Scenario.
Jagadish, tell me.
Yeah, in the scenario of electrical battery run vehicles, how far the biodiesel run engines compete?
This is a very recent then development we have seen it, especially if you go to the European countries, and they have got very stringent pollution regulations. In spite of actually this is very clean air available in the Germany and France, European countries especially, they don't want even that emission also. That is why they want to convert into the totally this is solar energy, or this is the wind energy. For that, again, the energy shall be stored in the batteries and actually shall be done. And that's what actually these people are going, because the sun, this is a tapping of energy from the sun is a very clean energy. There's no doubt in it. But beyond this also, if the sun is not available, if the energies are not available under such conditions, this can be used as a substitute. This energy source.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Sir. Yeah.
Sir, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Sir, this is Vijendra from Raichur, sir. Your student, sir, in PDF.
Tell me, Vijendra, how are you?
I'm from production background, sir. Fine, sir. How about you, sir?
Kuknur, isn't it? Okay,
Kuknur,
Vijendra.
sir. Yes, sir. You are right, sir. Yes, sir. Kuknur, sir. Kuknur. How are you, sir?
Tell me, sir. I'm
Sir,
fine.
sir, my question is, it's very nice session, sir. But I'm not so much peculiar about means in the thermal field, but I'm fond of automobiles. My question is, since from many years, I mean, from when I joined teaching, since from 5 years, 6 to 7 years, there are many projects or projects are being carried out at college level with respect to alternate fuels for IC engines. So major of the papers which are being published in journals are where for SI engines are diesel engines. I mean, they are selecting diesel engine. So my question is, the fuel cost of petrol, if you use the fuel as a petrol, then it is very costlier. Can we use these alternate fuels to replace with the petrol, to replace petrol, sir?
See, ultimately what we want to actually use this fuel for any internal combustion engine, whether petrol engine or the diesel engine, right?
Okay.
Just already we discussed that diesel engine have got actually the better part load performance.
Yes.
That's what I already explained. Then
Yes, sir, yes.
the petrol, if you want to diesel, you go you replace methanol, ethanol, we have to replace and actually go. Right? Vegetable oils are not suitable for the petrol engine because these the fuel oils have got a property that very close with that, and that's why actually we have to use it on the diesel engines.
Yeah.
Methanol, ethanol, all other things we can use in petrol engines.
Yes. One more period to this question, one of the professors asked with respect to the electric vehicles, that is hybrid vehicles. I'm right, sir? Is it right? Hybrid category vehicles, electric vehicles.
Yeah, hybrid category vehicles.
For example, if
two
I take
energy
any,
simultaneously they use.
yeah, my question is, if for a Honda City vehicle, it is a hybrid vehicle, for example, that particular vehicle where if you are replacing, I mean, the vehicle, one vehicle is which runs on hybrid, it means electric vehicle. Another vehicle where we are going to use this biodiesel, it means we are going to do the blending with the diesel, and we are going to see the performance, which will be the better one, which will give the very good mileage and very low running cost, sir, with respect to the running cost. I want to calculate it.
See, in general, I will explain you the electrical vehicles, isn't it? Then how do you do it? Electrical the vehicles, how it was, how actually electricity is produced. The electricity we have to produce either from the coal, oil, gas for the present, isn't it?
Yes,
or
sir.
actually this is solar energy, vegetable oil, whatever you use it. Then first we have to then use these fuels and convert it to the electrical energy, right? While converting actually this, for example, you take the coal itself. Coal first actually we have to convert into the powder, fire in the combustion chamber. Then from conversion of actually this is the energy from raw coal to the this is the some energy it requires. Then some losses takes place. Combustion has got 100% efficient. It is not efficient. Then efficiency of the combustion is 60-65%. Then steam goes to the turbine. Turbine efficiency is again 85-86%. Then generator efficiency, then 95%, 96%. Transmission efficiency 97%. Then again you have to tap off actually that energy at the user end, isn't it? If you multiply all these efficiency and all, then the overall efficiency of using the electrical this energy will be the lower. The best the energy is the raw energy, that use direct use of the raw energy is better than actually the using the electrical energy. That is why in all power plant, all mechanical engineering equipment, if the steam is available, heating purpose the steam is used. Otherwise, because again electrical energy, then electrical energy again we are converting into the mechanical work. Then so many conversion losses are there. See here,
Yes.
everything is government gives on the subsidized rates, subsidy is there, and because of that, electrical power looks this right now this one very lucrative and the promising. But if you physically, if you think of actually what are the losses that takes place converting actually generate 1 unit of electrical energy from the fuel, and more heat we get actually burning the direct 1 kg of the core, then actually they're using 1 unit of this is a heat at
Yes,
using
kg.
electrical energy.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. And last question, sir. I won't take more time, sir. With respect to, I mean, my request, sir, to the organizers or the speakers, in many of the colleges, we are not having any equipments to do the experimentation with respect to the some. We want to perform. We want to check some of the parameters. If you are using these biodiesel biofuels, so it's my request is for many of the students when they step out of this college or the final year. Okay, they are facing a lot of problems. I mean, they've done the project very well, but they don't have any facility at their at their colleges or in the local area.
True. Then what happens now? It depends on the college. Then in one college, actually in the fluid dynamics, they are expert, and some PhD holders are there, professors working with the PhD, and they conduct the experiment on the fluids only. Right? In some other colleges, IC engines, alternate fuels, like that. As far as this is IC engine is concerned, our college is one of the best college in this state, and all biodiesel facilities, testing facilities, generation, this production of the biodiesel facilities, turning of the engine, and finding the all emissions, gas analyzer we have got. We have got this well instrumented this IC engines, single cylinder, 4-cylinder, that's multi-cylinder engines are also there. Then if anybody interested, you can come forward to our college, then write to us, then we allow you to come and conduct the experiment in our college.
Sir, there is one more question, sir. Can
Mr.
waste cooking oil can be used for biodiesel production and its
Yeah,
effect
can
on
be.
efficiency?
Can be used. That can be used. That efficiency in general, I will tell you, efficiency is little lower than the because it's the term itself is an alternate. It doesn't have the better efficiency than that. But all have got a, this what in general I said. All actually this is the biodiesel. Other fish oil you use, this cotton seed oil you use, vegetable, animal fats, whatever you use, this has got a little higher efficiency than this.
Sir, that's it, sir. There is no other questions regarding the.
Okay.
Sir, there is one more question from MK, sir. Is there any optimum condition for production of biodiesel by isobutanol? That's all, sir.
Isobutanol, you want to actually this you use as a mixer, you mix the isobutanol and actually you run engine.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Sir,
Good afternoon, Bhaskar.
Yes, sir. I think that
Sir, okay, sir. Shall we conclude, sir?
Okay, sir.
Right, right, sir. Thank you very much. And it's a really wonderful session, sir. Hope all the participants have definitely gained a lot of information and knowledge from your end, sir. It was very nice presentation. Thank you, Professor.
It's my
And I also thank all the participants who have patiently gone through the professor's what do you call lecture or the PPT, which has enlightened regarding the biodiesels and their performance characteristics. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you,
Thank you, one and all. Okay, sir. Over and out. Welcome. Thank you.
welcome, sir.